Well, the Chiefs are not my kryptonite, according to Lamar. That was some game and some ending, but how should the Ravens feel after the loss, Keyshawn?
First of all, you lost to the world champions. And you lost to Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City in week 1. You got 16 more games. They should be, in my opinion, encouraged about the situation. They didn't get run out the building, okay? They just lost the game. They made enough plays to possibly win the game. They just didn't make enough, okay? They made some, but not enough. They should be encouraged, though, because I've been in this situation in my career where we've lost to a team countless times in the Philadelphia Eagles, and I go all the way back to 2002. In the regular season in week 7 against the Eagles, they had our number. We lose that football game. We made the necessary adjustments, Joy and Paul, the next time, if in fact we were going to see them. We knew, okay, first game I'm running the slant. Bobby Taylor's going to hang in heavy inside of me in week 7 in this particular football game. I run the slant. The ball is thrown, but he's so far inside of me, it's incomplete. Now we go and fast forward to the NFC Championship game in 2002. Now you look up, it's a touchdown on their head now because now we know, okay, this is what they're going to do. We're going to run the slant. They're going to try to force me to the safety and blame Bishop. Brad's smart enough to throw the ball on the ground, 6-pack, go home. You make those adjustments. There's things that they did in that game. You look at the slight scramble by Lamar Jackson. At the end of that game, he's looking for either Zay Flowers or Bateman. They're not on the same page. Okay, now they're going to get on the same page. If they see
The second to last play.
the second to last play, they get on the same page in the NFC or the AFC playoffs when they see them, whatever round it is. They'll know we won't make that mistake again. There's just certain things, right? They just know that. That's why you got to be encouraged. They didn't get run out the building.
I don't know, Key. I would be extremely frustrated.
No, I didn't say you can be frustrated, but you got enough film. It's like every team has some sort of process that they got to go through.
But how many times they got to go through the process, though? Because they're 1-5 against the Chiefs.
Well, I mean,
So
maybe the next time they turn in and they'll be 2-5.
Yeah, I'm sure they hope so, but at some point it just really feels like it's too big of a mountain. I'm not saying they're never going to beat them again, obviously, but I would be frustrated.
Man, we lost to Philly, though, Joy. Every single year we played them, we lost to them, whether it was the regular season or the playoffs. But every single time we got better because those little bitty mistakes.
Did Philly get better?
They basically stayed the same. And what happens is when teams win, they don't make adjustments. They throw out the trash that didn't work and keep the things that's good. The little things that you made mistakes on, you make those adjustments.
It's a different monster, though, Key. This is Patty Mahomes, world champs,
I understand.
Mount Everest.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all, Philly, y'all climbed the hill, but this is a mountain they got to climb.
Yeah,
It's
but
a mountain they got to climb right
they
here.
didn't get run out the building, though, man.
Hey, listen, it ain't no script to none of this. It ain't no reality show to none of this. Like, you can't just go in and say, if we had did this and we do this next time. You know every game play out the same. You know how sports is. Every game is not going to be the same. Will they have a chance to make those plays the next time they play Kansas City down the stretch, have the ball in the red zone and have an opportunity again? We don't know. But there's no way they can feel encouraged about this. There's no way. 1-5 in anything.
You
Chess,
frustrated.
checkers, basketball, football. If you 1-5, ain't no way you encouraged about nothing.
You can't get one.
But see,
Two
PP.
dubs and checkers.
But PP, you are going to be frustrated. But such things as adjustments is adjustments. You got to think about the adjustments. Hey, X-Man Xavier's lined up in a tight, nasty split. This is what he's getting ready to run a reverse. They did it against us the first time. It worked. They're not going to change. They just not. Trust me.
I just would feel frustrated if I was the Ravens. There were a lot of missed opportunities. There were a lot of penalties. The offensive line has a lot of work to do. The beginning of the game was incredibly frustrating with all those penalties. I mean, listen, whatever the NFL is going on with that rule, okay. But I mean, there's so many penalties, so many adjustments that they didn't make on the offensive line. That's going to take some time. Obviously, that's the second to last play. Everyone is focusing on the toe on the line, but the second to last play that you mentioned with Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman is the more frustrating one to me because this is the one. Like, that's the touchdown right there.
But we're not on the same page. You got
yes, but that's missed opportunities, though.
No, but you correct that, though, is all I'm saying. I'm saying you go back to the lab and you correct that. Because if it ever come up again, we on the same page. I can read your body. It's all sorts of things like that that can be corrected.
I think they will make adjustments, and I think that they will get better as the season goes on. But when we're talking about going up against the Chiefs,
just the Chiefs,
this has got to be a frustrating loss.
It's a frustrating loss, but it's encouraging, too, because we see what we did that was wrong, and we can correct it.
I like the optimism.
So I
like the optimism. Like, they need you in their locker room right now.
They don't need me in their locker room because I wouldn't. The way I'm talking to us on TV right now, I wouldn't be talking that way in the locker room.
You wouldn't be like, we all right. You wouldn't be saying that.
No, I wouldn't. I probably would have been crying.
Listen to this.
Knowing me.
Check this out. Listen to this. Other than Mahomes, no quarterback has beaten Jackson more than twice.
I understand. I get it.
More losses against KC than any other team. How can the Chiefs not be his kryptonite? I don't understand. Offensive line, they got issues. They got to clean that up. A loss is a loss. And I saw Lamar Jackson last night that really wanted that win. That really wanted. I'm not sure he's going to run for another 100 yards. I mean, because
oh no, he's gonna run for another 100. He might lead.
He had 122 rushing yards.
He might lead the league in rushing.
That's the most since 2020 that he's
That's
had.
The most.
And what did I say yesterday?
That he was going to lean into that.
Yeah. And they're going to go back to what he won, what has gotten him to be Lamar Jackson. That's what they're going to do. It didn't necessarily work for him last night, but they're not getting away from that.
I think that he played really well. He played well enough to win the game. Outside of, again, the second to last play where no one was on the same page, that's, maybe that's Lamar's fault. Maybe it's the receiver's fault. Who knows? Zay is supposed to sit on it. He's saying he was supposed to throw it to Rashad, and who knows? But the overall feeling of the Ravens this year are in a position, him coming off of another MVP season, another great regular season, an AFC championship game loss to the Chiefs, that the expectation is that you're going to level up. I know that one game doesn't tell the story of the season, and one game doesn't mean that you're not going to end up in the same place or further. But to start the season, this is got to be extremely frustrating, especially considering that it is the Chiefs and you had them. You had an opportunity. Let me ask you this. Was it more frustrating to be right there and know that mistakes and miscommunication?
Yes.
It wasn't the other team just beating you. Because the Chiefs were good last night, but I don't feel like they just beat them. I feel like the Ravens beat themselves.
Yes, you get frustrated because I did it to myself.
Is that worse?
I know better.
Is that worse than the other team just being better than you?
I don't know that they just
better than you.
As much as we love Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey and all of that, Swifties and all that, I don't necessarily know that the Kansas City Chiefs are a better football team than the Ravens. The Ravens made mistakes. They had 5 penalties in the first half.
Yeah.
All right, check this out, Key. Let me ask you this. If I play, say basketball, for instance, if I win 4 games in a row by 2 points, 1 point, 2 points, 1 point, are we better than you? But I won 4 in a row.
But what did I do? What did I do to allow you to beat me? Were we not recognizing the pick and roll? Did we see it and we did not get there? Did I not ask for my help on the weak side? Like what?
My point in saying this is losing by 7 points, losing by a touchdown, losing by 3 points. If you're 1-5, they're better than them. I don't care if about 1 touchdown, a field goal, because every game is not going to play out the same. It's not like you could go back and say, all right, next time we get this spot, we down 7, we're going to make this play. No, next time, Chiefs might blow them out next time they play.
Well, and if they blow them out, that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
That's a different conversation if they blow them out.
It just shows
because
me.
think about last year. Let's go all the way back to last year, Joey, to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
The Chiefs' offense, they disappeared in the second half. Those adjustments were made. They completely disappeared in the second half. But the Ravens could never get going. They just couldn't. Lamar, for whatever reason, the engine just wasn't going. It was sitting in neutral. That's all I'm saying, is that I don't necessarily know. I know the record says different. The record says, man, you 1-4 in the regular season, plus the loss in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I understand that. But that doesn't mean that those little things that cost them, they can't correct.
Yeah.
I think the more frustrating part is the little things, because when you're going up against a team like the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, they're going to make you pay for the little things. So the little things are not available. You got to be perfect.
Got to be perfect.
Right.
Got to be perfect. And if Kansas City was perfect, so to speak, on last night, nothing's to say that the next time they see each other, the Ravens can't be perfect.
You know what Doc used to tell me? Used to tell our team. He said the great teams do all the little things better than everybody else. And that's what the Chiefs do.
Yeah.
Regardless if they play well or not, great teams do all the little things because they can play bad, because the Chiefs didn't play great to me. And they find ways to win. The great teams find ways to win. And that's what I saw. I mean, how can I be optimistic if I'm Lamar? Career versus KC, 6 TD passes, 3 interceptions. That can't be encouraging.
We didn't throw a pick last night. He fumbled.
Well, just let's add that there into there. They got a fumble
Yeah,
in there.
He fumbled. But see, I look at it a lot different because the majority of people fumbling the ball at the quarterback position, they don't know somebody's behind them.
Right.
And all of a sudden, the tomahawk chop comes, you got to have a certain clock in your head to know, okay, I got to get out of here. That may be the case. But it's not like he got hit and he fumbled the ball. Somebody knocked it out from behind. So even though that was a negative play, that offensive line has to clean that up to protect him and get him a nice, clean pocket so he can climb the pocket, set his feet, and rip the football.
I agree. That's not all on him. The offensive line needs a lot of work. And
speaking of offensive line, Joy, they got like 3 new offensive linemen.
Yes.
Yep.
There's a reason why the offensive line struggled. Yes, they do have a new
And over
line
time, they're going to get better together.
I think as far as the rest of the league goes, the Ravens look like they're in good shape for this year.
I'm okay.
Against the Chiefs,
Not so
sure
much.
yet. But the Chiefs, did they make a statement last night? They were the winners. Did they make a statement? What statement did the Chiefs make last night, Key?
Last night?
Let me get these papers ready. Let me get these. You know what papers these is? These are adoption papers. They got the Ravens adoption papers because the Chiefs are the Ravens' daddy. Here go the adoption papers. Sign them. Hey, when you get home, come make your bed up, come mop this floor, and you better be in before the street lights come on. That's what they did last night. That's what the Chiefs did.
What I would say, the statement they made is to the rest of the league. They're not going anywhere. We here.
Yeah.
And check this out, though. You see that dude? That's our new toy. Y'all talk about Tyreek Hill. That dude, X-Men, Xavier Worthy.
Oh.
That's our new toy. Look what we just did. Woo! Thank you, Buffalo Bills. Thank you for trading with us so we can go get this dude.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the league, there's 31 other teams that was like, he's too little. He's this, he's that. You can't, again, as I say with Tyreek Hill, one thing you can't teach is speed, the giddy up and go. And that's one thing that this young man has is the giddy up and go. So the rest of the league is put on notice that the Chiefs aren't going anywhere anytime soon. And they've yet to expose him to the vertical stretch game yet. They ain't even got him down deep down. They toying with it. He ran the deep crosser. Mahomes hit him on the reverse. But they yet to really sit there and go, we just going to go all out bombs away. They've yet to do that with him.
Yeah, I think they made the statement that they're heading for a 3-peat.
And everybody in the league,
I can't say that after game 1.
Everybody
the Ravens are a really, really good team. They just played the league MVP.
And the team
that added Derrick Henry.
Yeah, but the Ravens had a lot of flaws last night. They had a lot of flaws. I don't know how they're going to use Derrick Henry. We talk about their O-line. And it looked like, to me, their only offense was Lamar Jackson run the ball or throw the ball to Likely. So they got a lot of flaws. So they didn't look like a team that could compete for a championship yesterday.
Who didn't?
The Baltimore Ravens.
No, they did. They did.
No.
They good.
No,
it's week 1. They got 16 more games to go, Paul.
I get it, but I'm saying in week 1.
They have a lot of things they need to fix, but that is still the league MVP.
How many things do we do? What does Kansas City need to fix?
They got some stuff they need to fix too. They got some cleanup. They got some cleanup.
Wasn't glaring as Baltimore's was though.
Well, yeah, that's also because they
necessarily.
won. Like the winners tell history. But when you're talking about the statement that the Chiefs made, to me, it's that they're still here. They have X-Men. They ran the ball really well. Mahomes was able to spread it around. If it didn't get to Kelsey, he went over here. Like a lot of people made plays.
Right.
Yeah.
He did his thing.
Rice looked nice up the middle. They couldn't stop the screen. They couldn't stop. And look, we didn't even really talk about Kelsey yet, because we know when them playoffs come, Kelsey's gonna be there.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. He wasn't as much of a factor last night, and it didn't matter, which is why, to me, even though the Chiefs did not play their perfect game, and it wasn't a spectacular showing, the way that they ended up winning that game and the way that they looked offensively and the way that X looked and the way they ran the ball, I mean, the Chiefs are still here. Not that anyone should have expected them to look terrible last night, but they started the season weird last year when they lost to the Lions. They had a lot of drops. There was a lot going on with the offense. They rode the defense for a lot of the year. They don't look like that and didn't look like that last night, even with the things that they need to fix. Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.